And we're live. Greetings and salutations. This is Unthoth, Neverborn, the abyss that slumbers, and you are listening to Eldritch Rants. And, well, it's just me, Gwendy, and Farty tonight, so, we're just going to jump into the thick of things. Sorry about this late start. Didn't want to do that, but, had another MIA this week, so. At any rate, how's you guys doing?
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing fairly well.
Fairly well is good. Oop, let me
Fairly
fix
well,
something.
to be sure.
I started a new job. Yay! That's really
Do you
all
want
I
to
have.
mention what it is, or you want to keep it anonymous and secret?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Well, it's just, a job is a job. I'm just glad I at McDonald's.
If
But
it
it's
involves a
something- it's something
900
to start-
number and people describing their fantasies to you, cough 3 times.
What the fuck?
I'm joking. I'm
No.
joking.
Oh my god.
Fucking cigarettes.
Apparently that's what Farty's doing.
That's what Farty's doing.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, Farty, the phone sex operator. People call in.
You like that, don't you? Oh, yeah. Stick my man boob in your face. Oh,
Stop
yeah.
it.
Farty can make it a vagina clap. That's what he can do.
I'm going to vomit.
He gives a whole new
I'm gonna
meaning
vomit.
to the term standing O.
No, I can make a vagina scream for
Oh,
God.
stop it.
Okay. And that's how we roll around here. Anyway, before we get into the few articles we have, this week was, we're going to stick with the obvious, which is, we can talk about it briefly here, which is, seems like the summit's back on. I believe we talked about that last week, that it probably wasn't off. Donald Trump's just being a strong man and saying, oh, yeah, you nice country you got there. Be a real shame if I had to nuke it. Oh, you guys want to come and meet me at the White House? Oh, sure, come on by. It'd be fun. Yeah, we could talk. That's just what he's doing. It's just two thugs bumping chests like giant elephant seals on some sort of like South American island. Really, that's all it is. Any thoughts on that?
Oh, yeah, apparently, yeah, they're letting an American fast food restaurant open its doors in North Korea as a show of niceties and whatnot.
Holy
Is it
crap.
McDonald's?
Wow. Ba-da-da-da-da. I am
Is it-
oppressing you.
McKim's, I'm forced to love it.
I gotta make that
Oh
into
my
a
God.
gift. McKim's. You're forced to love it.
So I've actually got a video
great. I want that on a
entitled.
t-shirt too.
Yeah, I've got that on a video entitled McKim's, and it's like these two Russian dudes are in North Korea and they go into like their version of the fucking greasy spoon. And like they just start walking around, and they start walking around behind the counter, they go into the kitchen, there's this dude with this giant bowl of, it's supposed to be mincemeat, but I'm gathering it's probably the dismembered
Meow.
dissidents.
Meow.
Yeah, no, dismembered dissidents, political dissidents.
Meow.
And he's there mixing up all this bloody meat, and he's just looked up at the camera going like, the fuck are you cunts doing here? And they're asking him questions, and he's a little like, what, me? As if like, what, you talking to me? Like, shit, you shouldn't be talking to me. I'm going to fucking die now. Oh, Christ. It was funny.
Yeah, guy's about to die. That's funny. Anyway. But yeah, whatever's going on, it's gonna take a couple of months. It's gonna be seesawing around, and every time anything happens, CNN's gonna have a freaking heart attack and say the world is ending.
It's not.
Sigh. But
It's not with North Korea.
speaking of ending, there's not really an article about this. I just wanted to make an observation. Did you get a chance to watch Solo out of curiosity?
We were gonna go see it tomorrow with a work friend of Drew's because apparently his work friend is like his best friend. So I need to meet this person. So we have not gone to see it yet. We're gonna do it tomorrow.
Okay, well,
I
I'm
have
not
heard
gonna.
mixed things though.
Yeah, I
heard
don't
of-
need to
I've
talk
se-
about it. I found I'm not gonna spread any spoilers, but I managed to find a copy of it, and I could not finish it.
Really?
I've heard enough.
I couldn't, and I'm not going to go into the details. I want you to go in unsoiled so that you can give an honest opinion as possible, and because.
I mean, to be fair, I'm probably still going to enjoy it, but I may notice probably what you don't like about it. but I might still enjoy the movie.
Oh, I'd appreciate to know if you actually enjoy it. That's what I want to know. Because, I mean, a movie can be stupid. A movie can be horrible. Look at The Room. Oh, my God. That is a train wreck. It's a very entertaining train wreck, you know? Rocky Horror Picture Show. Accidentally one of the funniest movies ever.
I love Rocky Horror Picture Show. Excuse you.
I've done every part except for Frank.
I love Rocky Horror so much.
And that's including Janet. I look great in fishnets.
I wouldn't be surprised.
By the way, it's Pride Month, everybody. But that all said there, I don't want to quite call it just yet, but the doctor is definitely looking across the crash team, and they're asking, do you want me to call it? Because I'm really wondering if this is the end of Star Wars as a franchise. And I mean, after Star Trek Discovery, STD, what a horrible abbreviation. And now I've been hearing some of the reports about what the upcoming episodes of Doctor Who are going to be. And first I was like going to go, okay, you're replacing him with a woman. I'm not like in the direction, but you know what? This could be interesting. It could be interesting to see Doctor Who's point of view as a woman, except that you don't get it. From what I've been told, she acts like a man. Like it's like it's still everything male Doctor Who, but just with tits. And I'm sitting there and saying, if you wanted to explore Doctor Who's feminine side, why didn't you? I mean, we haven't seen the episodes yet, but I'm just sitting here and going, the prognosis is not good. And this is, in my opinion, leading to what may very well be the death of 3 different franchises. Because the sales are horrible. For Solo, the sales are horrible. I believe they're 50 million in the hole as of last night. Like, they have not made enough money to get out of the hole that they dug to make it. Kathleen Kennedy is basically, everybody is wondering, is this woman going to be assassinated by Disney, or at least her career? And in Doctor Who, what's so problematic is that they keep pushing back the date. That's always a bad sign when they keep saying we need more time.
Well, I know what the hell Doctor Who's problem is. It's the BBC and the fact that they're an old fart, old fogey, old-timey bloody organisation that still can't get up with the new times and all this kind of stuff. And they're seeing, you know, one of their big properties, you know, Doctor Who. Oh, well, we've got to keep it, you know, fresh and, you know, hip with the young kids and all this kind of stuff, which has been a bit of a thing with this. And well, what's new and hip, and social justice. Okay, right, yeah. I know we'll be progressive and we'll make it a female. Yeah. And what the black rights? Okay, let's make her a black woman. Okay, now let's write that. Now the problem.
Oh wait, let's make the black woman's name Bill.
Yeah, but
not Billy.
You got all these,
just Bill.
You got all these old-timey, old fogey writing for men writers now trying to be hip, down, and groovy with all the young kids and all that.
I mean, that wouldn't be so much of a problem. That wouldn't be so much of a problem, except that whenever anybody complains about it, they turn around and in all 3 cases, all 3 franchises, they attack the fans. All 3 franchises, they attack the fans.
Yeah, in Doctor Who's case, it's the nanny state, though.
No, I understand why it's happening, but when the people in charge of it start saying, we don't want you as our fan, you know, there was some guy, I just saw his video, was like, do you know how much money, you remember Big Finish? Do you remember that company? Do you know how much money I gave you in order to keep Doctor Who going through the dark times? And now you're telling me you don't need me anymore? Fuck you. That was the literal video. It was like 3 minutes long, you know, and we're giving you money and you're telling us to go screw ourselves.
Yeah, the BBC are too old and too slow to figure out what the fuck's going on, where they should have just sat for a minute and watched what happened with Star Trek and Star Wars and anything else with bloody SJW bullshit through it, and went, right, that's a big backlash. Right, what do our fans actually want? They're our neckbeard, fucking anorak wearing, basement dwelling, fucking...
Yeah, but they're not even that anymore. They used to be, but they're not.
We need to focus on them. Yeah, I know, but that's where they've gone wrong, because they've looked at everybody else and they've just tried to follow everybody else, but they've got it wrong. They're too old and too stupid to know anything different. That's the difference between Doctor Who and everything else. Everyone else is just trying to fuck things up on their own onus. The BBC are just trying to keep up, and they're fucking up by keeping up.
I think what's most telling to me is the sheer number of people who have can't see in the BB in the UK. I believe you have to pay a TV tax, unless you're saying I don't want live
Yeah.
television anymore, and they cut everything.
Yeah.
And apparently
don't know
they've
whether they
gotten
still have
somewhere
the
up to
license for the-
100,000 people have already cut the cable this year. And a lot of them, the complaints have been the BBC. I can't stand them anymore. I don't want my $147 a year going to them. That's a bad
Yeah,
sign. I mean, that's
I
bad.
can't remember whether the TV license is compulsory still in the UK, but yeah, they used to actually have a license to have a TV.
Oh, you can go without the license. It's just you can't have the TV then. But then people go, you know what? I don't need it. I've got the internet. I've got Netflix.
Yeah.
I've got everything else on the planet. What do I need you freaks for?
And that's another thing
Well,
where the BBC
like a
fuck
cable,
up
right?
because
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
You said something to say, Wendy?
Sorry. So it's kind of like cable then, like how a lot of people are no longer purchasing cable services because you can
Yeah.
get everything on the internet.
yeah, and
Well,
the
yeah.
BBC can't figure that out because you have a look at BBC Worldwide, for example, right? They don't release updated episodes of, say, Top Gear, for example. There's a couple other BBC shows like 8 out of 10 Cats, and Cats does Countdown. They just flat out don't show them in Australia, free to air on cable, anything, right? But they restrict it on the internet, so you have to go and buy the DVD, which is an outdated format that no one uses anymore. And even Jeremy Clarkson has even said that, like, you know, the new media is on the internet, it's online, it's where everybody's going. We're not investing in DVD sales anymore. We're not investing in the live show sales anymore. We're investing in all the cable formats. Why we went to Amazon. And the BBC is still too old and slow and stupid just to keep up with that kind of a mentality.
Which will actually feed into, well, I mean, do we have anything else to say about the death of these free franchises before I move on to the related topic?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
like
tons.
I actually like the newer Star Wars movies, and I kind of enjoy where it's going. Like I like.
I would really like to hear your opinion. I really would. And if you enjoy Solo, I want you to come back here and tell us. Because, see, I've got this problem. I'm really, really, really good at seeing patterns. The smallest defect in something can drive me insane because I'm going, oh wait, I see that one fleck of dirt, that one tile that's sideways when you made the floor, you know, and oh wow, this is a great pattern on the floor. And no, it's completely random. No, it's a perfect pattern if you look at 47 squares this way and 22 squares that way, and then you have it repeating over and over. Except for that one square over there, that one's out of place. It doesn't make any sense to me. I do that all the time. It's unintentional. And when I'm watching the Solo, I'm looking at this and going, that's impossible. No, that destroys the character. No, that can't fit continuity.
Bear in mind,
Wait,
though,
what?
that a lot of
And I
these
don't wanna get-
stories, like the side stuff, like Rogue One and now Solo, the books that, like, most of the stories that they're getting these from, taking the inspiration from to do the movies like this, are considered non-canon.
Oh no, and I get that, and it would be fine to me if they just said this is kind of a parallel, you know, just a concept thing, you know, just roll with it. It's not really part of continuity. I'd be like, okay, great, because I think if you just didn't call it Han Solo and just set it in the Star Wars universe, I probably would have been easier with it. If you just said, here's some guy, his name's Lobot, you know, or Featherhair, or whatever the hell you want to call him, and it just wasn't Solo, it would be okay. I mean, it wasn't horribly offensive. It wasn't smacking, although I will admit at one part, the robot, I laughed my ass off.
Well, when she gets blown up.
The way that death scene was just, it had to be a joke. It had to be a
I've
joke.
been told that was
I was
the
told that
very
that's
most
parody,
amusing
but
part
it
of
doesn't. But as far as parody goes, it doesn't fit the rest of the movie. It's jarring. It's like there's two different directors doing the same movie. It's like they changed gears halfway through it. I don't understand, but that's neither here nor there. You know, the robot was. I mean,
I have no idea what you're talking
yeah,
about.
and I mean
have,
that's
like,
why I'm being
severely
vague.
avoided
That's why I'm
spoilers
being
of it.
vague. But my point is that
Well-
if it wasn't about Han Solo, it could have. I think it could internally have been an okay movie. But
Well, yeah.
because
Let
it
me
was
ask
about
you
Han
this question
Solo,
then.
I could not suspend disbelief. And
I'll
Let me
still-
ask you
still-
this question then. No, like okay, so with like the X-Men movies and stuff, right? You know how there's several different origins for the characters, and they did all that stupid shit, right? Because
Yeah.
I mean, technically, there is multiple different origins. It's kind of
Yeah.
the same concept. Like, think of it like that. That's kind of how the Star Wars universe
Oh
works.
yeah. The comics and the X-Men movies are two different things here. But the problem
And the
is
X-Men
that the
universe
X-Men
runs in
movie.
multiverses and stuff like that too.
But
So,
I will
yeah.
say this about the
Right.
X-Men movies. Internally, if you look at only the movies, it makes sense. This happened with me and my wife. My wife read the Tolkien books, and she and all of her friends read all the books. And then when the Lord of the Rings came out, and there's that one scene where Gadriel, or whatever her name is, the elf who's dating the ranger, like the rangers get saved by a wave of water. And they were like, that never happened. That was impossible. That could, and I said, the elf has water horsepowers. And she said, what? Well, in this first scene here, there's this wave of water where there's the water foam looks like horses. She's got water horsepowers. And over in this scene, a horse shows up because the ranger fell off a cliff into water. So she's got water horsepowers. He's in water. She summons a horse. The horse saves him. That's not a coincidence. That makes perfect sense if you haven't read the books. If you just
Right,
read the
so it's just
movie
the plot.
and you just watch the movies, it's very internally consistent. The Solo movie is not internally consistent with the other movies. It might be consistent with the books, but it's not consistent with the movies, and that's where it's jarring for me. But you seem to know more about the books than I do, so for you it might make more sense.
Like, I'm not horribly like surprised by them doing it, but that's about as far as I go. It's like, I mean, like I said, the best example I have is like with the X-Men stuff, because like especially with like Wolverine, how they've had like 3 different movies that all show different origins.
Oh yeah,
quite
they
different.
keep changing
It's
it.
kind
That
of-
drives me nuts too.
Well, it's not that they're changing it; it's that all those different origins did exist within the comic books, just different versions of
Universes.
the same comic. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So it's
like
kind of that
it's
same
the
concept.
616 universe in Marvel's 616 universe, where that's our reality. So our universe where the X-Men operate in our reality, where if they were real and we could touch them, our universe is called the 616 universe. Now, the multiverse stuff for things like X-Men and even the Avengers and shit like that.
Sorry, Jacob. No, sorry
because
about
of
that.
Deadpool.
Yep.
You can use the multiverse through X-Men and Marvel and the Avengers and all that kind of shit because of that. Star Trek on the other, Star Wars and Star Trek on the other hand, are complete. There's never been a multiverse sort of facet about those kinds of things. And
the J. Abrams
works for the
movie
X-Men, doesn't work for.
Well, to back up to defend J. Abrams, he did do. There was a time warp and this continuity is a separate timeline. Okay, great. I hand clap for taking the balls of saying, yep, it's a different timeline, so don't worry about it messing with continuity. I'm okay with that.
And not doing a flat phlebotomum fucking, they pushed monkey button and made things go into a different timeline. They actually had a half-assed story about it.
But in the case of Solo, if it hadn't been about Han Solo, been about just some guy, I think it could have been a good movie. But I mean,
that's all.
But I want to see what
gonna...
Wendy's opinion is because you've read more of the books than I have, so your opinion is going to value me. But moving on, go ahead.
I'm gonna go into Solo, just like not as a Star Wars movie, but as a movie Star Wars styled, but not a Star Wars movie because it's from what I've heard and all this, it's just going to wreck the continuity of everything else too much, especially that fucking robot. To find out the Millennium Falcon is
she hasn't seen it yet. Okay, no details.
All right. But yeah, no, that fucking robot, and it's got nothing to do with its how it identifies or anything like that. It's just we didn't need it. Yes, it was a gimmick. It was popular because 1% of your friggin' fan base said so, and you put it in there because it's the flavor of the month. But did you have to? Because it's not going to be flavor of the month 10 years from now.
Yeah, I see your point. I don't know if this movie will age well, I guess is the point. But speaking of, problems with uploading and unloading, everybody's heard about Article 13 from the EU?
No.
The goal of the EU, which will pass sometime in the next month, is to make sure that anything that gets uploaded to the internet that is visible by anybody who is an EU citizen must be verified for copyright infringement before it's uploaded. That means that before anything can be uploaded anywhere, the place that it's being uploaded to needs a copy of every single copyright claim on everything in anything being uploaded. So if you want to be safe, you need every copyright on the planet. Therefore, the only people who can afford this are big multinational corporations. You and I will not be visible in the EU if this gets passed, because I can't prove ask me about my Lovecraftian agenda is my copyright. The assumption is it's not. And everything must be verified before it's even uploaded. And if you think that's not going to affect America, well, if Google and YouTube and everybody else wants to play around in EU's background and their playground, they're going to just make it compliant across the entire planet. So
I can see this is going to blow right up in their face, because I can already see a massive flaw in their little plan.
The thing is, nobody's really talking about it because they're doing that whole, the news can't talk about it, silence in the EU thing. So nobody even knows the law's being passed. But I'll tell you this right now, you don't fuck with people's internet. Our planet is freaking addicted to internet, and they're going to cut people off cold turkey. Oh, hell to the no. There will be riots and people will be killed.
Yeah, well, this sort of happened to All-Time Histories on YouTube. An Italian production company, unlike that was a illegal copyright strike, and it was overturned and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, there are companies in Europe who their only job is to scour YouTube and just either take the revenue off that video or copyright strike you and all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of companies in Europe that do that. Now, I'm betting $10 that these companies that do this are sitting there rubbing their hands thinking, right, we're going to fucking screw everyone sideways. But yeah, I reckon as soon as they try doing that and start trying to copyright the rest of the world, everyone's going to start getting their shits with them. I don't know what they're going to do about it, but I can't see this lasting very long.
I'm not sure if the EU is going to last very long. I don't know if you've heard about, basically Trump started a trade war with them, and they said they're going to counteract tit for tat. And here's the thing. Communist countries never do well in a trade war, and the EU is pretty socialist. I do not believe that they can survive this, for one. So if they start doing a tit for tat, there's a part of me is actually wondering if this is Trump realizing that the EU is freaking dangerous, that they're a bunch of commies, and this is just his way of like attacking them. Like, it's a coup de grace. I think that's what it is. I really believe he's declared war on them. Like, it's a cultural Cold War, but hey, welcome, Jacob.
I want to make some clarifications about this situation.
Oh, please go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. So you're worrying about how this could affect us over here in America, right?
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. If Google and YouTube, and they probably will, second thought, no, probably won't. Because here's the thing. This will become more of a international or overseas issue.
It's going to be expensive in hell. It's going to be expensive as hell.
Expensive as hell, but there are going to be some legal issues as well. Not just from over there, but from over here. From what I heard, I believe it was a 6 tax hammer if you want to.
Every time you make a link, if you make a link, you don't directly upload it. You just say, hey, look at this link to read the article. You got to pay a tax. That's how it reads.
Yeah. I know.
But as Farty, I agree with Farty on this one. I don't see this lasting very long. I see them trying to selectively enforce it in order to get rid of people they want. The problem is that either A, those people are going to like bring out the lawyers and this is going to be just tangled and held up for years up until the EU collapses, or you're going to get a whole bunch of people that are going to go, hey, that's a really cool law. Watch us use it against you.
All right. Also, again, with the big businesses like Google and YouTube, that's going to affect them badly when you think about it. It is. Because people here in America are just going to switch over to alternatives, which don't have to comply with that. and largely don't have to.
Oh yeah, I've been eyeing it.
YouTube and Google don't have to, but they want that audience over there. It's like either we give into this bull crap, keep this audience, or we don't go through with that and just stay over here in America. Honestly, if they were smart and thought about this well, they'll just say, fuck you, EU. We're going to stay over here in America, which where mostly of our viewers are. Most of our users are.
Oh, if they're smart. I don't know if they're smart, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're right there too, Bob, about the EU not lasting long, and Trump's probably doing stuff to just try and make things worse. Because, well, yeah, like you have a look at the immigration crisis, the financial crisis, all the bullshit with the borders, the people wanting to leave the EU. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Merkel's got enough on her plate. All Trump needs to do is go, oh, is this the straw that's going to break the camel's back? Right, where's that camel gone?
I think what we'll be telling is if the UK finally goes through with Brexit, eventually does it, it would be very telling if suddenly Trump turned around and said, oh, you know that tariff we got on you guys when you were still with the EU? We're going to drop that now. Now that you're not in the EU anymore. Yeah, well, your steel's fine with us. We like your steel. UK steel is great with America. If he does that, then this whole thing has been just to kick the EUites down.
Yeah, Germany. See how far you get Germany when the breadbasket of the world shuts down and you can't feed your population on expensive cars and porn.
Any rate, any thoughts on this, Gwendy? You've been kind of quiet.
I don't really know enough about either of these things to have much of an opinion on it. So I've just been kind of listening to gather information.
Oh, Gwendy,
gotcha.
Yeah, I linked a video in the live stream topics about a day or so back if you want to watch it.
I can watch it later. I'm on my phone, so.
Gotcha. At any rate, I think that covers the big topics. Was there anything else you guys wanted to bring up before we get to the individual articles?
Anything else?
I could go on for a few more hours about fucking the Force, the bloody Last Jedi.
Yeah, you said that.
Oh God, yes. No, hashtag not my Luke. Anyway, moving on.
Billy D is not Don Glover.
If it loads. Okay, Chinese school uses facial recognition to monitor students' attention in class.
I thought that said fecal recognition.
Students at the number 11 middle school in Hangzhou, China, may now want to think off twice about dozing off or getting distracted in class because there's a facial recognition system scanning their face every 30 seconds to make sure they're paying attention. Wow.
Holy shit.
I'm pretty sure we've mentioned something about this before, and I said something like, yeah, they got shock collars, and you get someone sitting there with, his eyes crossed. Like.
Oh my God, that's like really crazy though.
But hilarious.
What's even more hilarious
what scares me is the quote from the kid. Previously, when I had classes I didn't like very much, I would be lazy and take naps on the desk. But I don't dare be distracted after the cameras were installed in the classrooms. It's like a pair of mystery eyes are constantly watching me. Holy fuck, what are you scared of, kid? This is where the EU is going. This is where the EU is.
Of course.
Yeah, it's facial recognition, though, right? But the only problem is that they're using the same camera and technology that Siri was using when they couldn't determine that an Asian had their eyes open. So they all look like they've got their eyes closed.
Dude.
Oh.
That's really, really bad.
Well, actually, it was a problem. With women
God.
who had a lot of makeup, who were Asian, the Siri had a real problem telling if somebody's eyes were open.
Yeah. Take the picture
really
and say.
That's super fucked up, but it's funny.
That's fucked up.
Take the picture and have a little caption under it. Say, did someone have their eyes closed?
Yeah, it was.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So here's the question, though: Are these cameras going to have round lenses?
Oh, that's rude. That's rude, dude. That's just rude. Okay.
What?
All right, guys. I know my time here was short, but I gotta go.
Hey, thanks for stopping by.
I just want to clarify some things. Yeah.
No, we
Yeah.
appreciate the input.
So, yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Next time I'll probably be on longer.
no problem. Moving on.
All right.
Have a good night.
In Soviet Russia, Dr. Seuss you. Dr. Seuss patient for 1 million over 1-star online reviews. Actually, this is Manhattan. New York woman who posted some not favorable online reviews of a Manhattan gynecologist she visited last year has been forced to spend close to $20,000 to defend herself in a $1 million defamation suit filed by the doctor. Holy crap, it's finally come around full circle where everybody was suing the doctors. Now the doctors are suing you. Oh.
So, like, what did her reviews say that was so defamatory?
They-
Just
defamatory?
gave him 1 star.
They
Gave
don't
him 1 star. But
say.
here's the thing, like, who's a sadistic fucking slag that wants to give a 5-star review on having their gut scraped out?
I'd like
mean,
to
it's
say
more
that
about,
my
like,
gynecologist was
nurses
very
and all nice
gentle and,
people.
you know, he had the fingers of a
We
pianist.
don't say that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I have
See,
no
it's
idea
kind of-
what women
it's
discuss.
kind of like-
No, like for
It's
us,
kind of like,
it's
I'm
like
gonna
the
kick you in the
office was
nuts and
clean and
just break me on it.
tidy. Everyone was friendly. The doctor was nice. Went over everything very clearly. That kind of stuff goes in a review. Nothing about his fingers. Oh my god.
Here's the thing. They don't say what she said, but she did apparently post on Yelp, ZocDoc, I never even heard that, Health Grades, and Facebook. And then she got a lawsuit for false postings and online harassment. This is what happens when you create these online harassment laws. People who shouldn't be using them will go, wow, that applies to me. She said something negative about my practice. I get to sue the ever-living shit out of her.
I guess
Wow.
it depends on what's being said because, like, defamation of character is kind of specific in how it's written.
She was
in the law.
expressing an opinion. And by law, all opinions are true. I feel the world is flat is true because that's what I feel. I'm not saying the world is flat. I'm saying
Well,
I
it's not
feel
saying
the
that
world
that's
is
what she
flat.
said in her reviews,
Oh,
though.
hang
'cause
on,
it
hang on,
might-
hang
she
Well,
on.
might
no,
have
I'm
said,
yeah, I
like,
know.
some
I
stuff
mean,
that wasn't
okay,
true.
I see your
How
point.
far into this did everyone read?
I have not read it.
I
have no
skimmed
idea.
over it. I missed a few parts.
'Cause
Why?
There's the insurance part of it, which I reckon it'd make a lot more sense to you. She was billed. Your insurance company paid the bill for $1,300 a new patient visit for an ultrasound, including 427 that wasn't covered by a plan. Levine claims that she was, when called by Song's office, the doctor, she was billed for services that she hadn't asked for, like the ultrasound. The staff were immediately aggressive, saying that she had come in complaining of pelvic pain. She insisted that she had just visited the gynecologist for an annual checkup. Yeah.
I guess.
So what does that say to
Okay, so-
an insurance assessor?
He must have pulled out the payment. And the doctor's going, no, I gave you the service and now you got to pay. You know, but that's not defamation of character.
Well, it
That's-
is and it
that's
isn't because what she's claiming is that they lied to get more money out of her. But if he can prove that none of it was a lie, that this is all just slander, yes, he can sue her for that.
I'll get that. And I'm all for, you know, following the law. I'm all for that because I lived and died by it for a decade. Okay, so
Right.
I'd be a hypocrite to say no, this isn't right. But that all said, there's a level here where you're going, wait a minute here. Was she express? Is the opinion that I have a problem with the defamation? The whole like she was a false whatever. Okay, great. If she actually lied, great. Okay, no problem. I got no problem with that. But defamation is opinions. Usually that's, I think this guy's a scumbag. Well, that's your opinion. If anybody cared, is it worth $1 million? That's the question here. Did this doctor actually suffer $1 million? Really? But that's the country we live in, where you can make any arbitrary amount against somebody. And if you don't get the lawyer, they'll get it. If you say, you just show up in court and say, no, I didn't get a lawyer, I don't know anything, judge will go, you don't have a lawyer, you lose. That's the sad thing in America. It really sucks. You have to spend that money on a lawyer. So it's a racket, really it is.
Mm.
Any other thoughts?
Well, just on with the whole social media fucking bloody court of opinion, popular opinion bullshit. It's the worst fucking thing in the world, and it's another part of where the internet's ruining civilization and all this kind of stuff. Just a story about that. There's a vet clinic in Taree, and because there was a terminally ill dog, the thing was on its last legs. It'd been circling the drain for fucking months, and the family's brought this dog in. The vets have gone, nah, sorry, there's nothing we can do about it. Da 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 da. Well, the uneducated, unqualified fucking owners of the dog seemed to think otherwise and decided to go and tell every bastard on Facebook that this vet had actually murdered their dog, which was absolutely not the case. But who cares what actually happened? This dumb shit said that this qualified professional wasn't in fact fucking qualified doing their job, so we've got to listen to the dumb shit who just won't take the qualified person's answer as gospel. And that ruined this vet.
No, I could see that happening
vet.
too. I mean, unfortunately, we do live in a so this shouldn't be happening, but it is happening.
Mm.
You know, it shouldn't be this bad. There shouldn't be this many lawsuits on both sides. This is getting crazy. This really is.
Yeah, we should go back to punching people in the head. It's a lot quicker and it's a lot fucking cheaper.
Quite possibly. Anyway, moving on. Dog spends 3 days staring at blue wall and no one can explain why. A Labrador retriever in the Argentinian city of General Roca has the local attention because he spent at least 3 days staring at a blue wall in a bus station and nobody can explain why. That's it. That's the story.
Yeah, you know, things are really fucking slow when, like, fucking Argentina stops for a friggin' dog.
The picture here is the dog is like 3 inches from the wall, staring at it. Like he's looking into another universe.
That's weird. Like,
yes.
I'm amused that this is a news story, but that's really weird.
See, that this being South America and all this kind of stuff, like, you know, it's not a far stretch for that dog to have gotten in its owner's stash.
Yes, that's probably it. He ate a brick of marijuana and he's stoned out of his mind. That makes a lot more sense than he's seen ghosts.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's eating a brick of whatever and it's fucking losing its plot and it's staring at the wall thinking it's seeing Jeremy Clarkson with that FK fucking 83 number plate.
Dog's mind. I can see everything. I can breathe in
Jeremy
stereo.
Clarkson and James May giving a shit about the Falklands. The General Belgrano was an inside job.
Italian parents forced to change daughter's name because it's not feminine enough.
What?
This one does get my huh? Apparently back in 2000, the name of a child must correspond to their sex was put into law in Italy, and they don't consider the name Blue, B-L-U, to be a suitable name for a girl.
Big people with name Blue have got AIDS. It's in the song. You know, everyone's got AIDS. Even
I'm
my dog
blue,
Blue.
ba-da-do-da-da-day. I don't know all the words. Do-da-do-da-da-day. I'm blue.
AIDS.
I'm in a blue house with a blue window. Sorry.
Stop.
But, you know, I actually, Blue, that sounds actually like, if I was a guy and said, hi, my name's Blue, I'd be like, nerd. But a girl, hi, my name's Blue, I'd be like, oh, wow, that's cute. You know, that, I don't know, but that's.
But if you meet a hooker and she says, my name's Blue, it's like, oh, okay, so what's that mean? It's like, I'm so good that I'm already gone before you've blown.
Okay, I can see now why it might be a bad name for a girl after listening to you.
Well, you see, her name in Australia translates into a fight.
Stop.
Yeah, no, like her name translates into a fight, and it'd be fucking confusing out here if she showed up. And it's like, oh, you got into a punch up last night? Yeah, I had a bit of a blue. Oh yeah, so which bit of blue did you get up?
I just want to know if the dog was staring at her. Yes, a big setup for that joke. When I read these two articles, I knew I had to put them together. Well, it just, I don't know what the hell's happening in Italy, but something weird's going on. Like, and I mean, they were already talking about how the EU has basically said, we don't like the way you voted for your ruling government. You should change that. So, God knows what's going on. I think this is just identity politics out of control. You know,
it's just another way the internet's ruining society. I mean, like, yeah, fucking. Never mind. Forgot what I was going to say.
Although I will say this, it probably isn't that bad of an idea because when I was, I knew somebody who was a kid in school. Their name was L-A-A. The actual dash that you get in your alphanumeric keyboard. Guess how you pronounced it? Ladasha. Yes.
Ladasha. What? Dude, no one. No.
I want to change my name to N% tilde. Like, I just want those 3 characters on my driver's license, just so the next time I get pulled over, the cop looks at me and says, "What's with the fake driver's license?" Nope, look me up in the system. N% tilde, that's my name.
The Vietnamese have got you covered in all bases, including fucking efficiency here. Yeah, a lot of them have the last name of Ng, which NG. There you go.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Anyway,
that fucker.
I don't know if you guys heard about this one, but London cyclists are too white, male, and middle class, says Capital's cycling chief in vow to tackle diversity problems. Yes, Jacob, this is where I'm bringing it up. Not only is London banning knives for being too sharp, because it's just too dangerous to have knives of any sort, and you have to be over 18 to buy flatware like spoons, because you might cut somebody's heart out with a spoon. It's dull, you twit, it hurts more. Little flashback to Robin Hood there. But that all said, now they have a problem with not enough minorities cycling.
Yeah, no, going back to the BBC and, you know, all this kind of stuff, there's another analogy with an old-timey fucking group that just hasn't kept up with society is the Rural Fire Service. A few years ago, they had a thing saying that we don't have any minorities or, you know, large numbers of females in the Rural Fire Service, and they were trying to make it out as if that we had a system that precluded those people. No, that's an all-inclusive. If you're physically able to speak, because yes, up in Warringah Pitwater, we had some guy with muscular dystrophy in the unit. Fucking, like, yeah, if you could get off your ass and get to the fucking fire station, we will fucking accept you. Not a problem. If it just so happens that the only people who show up to the fire station are white and male, well, I can't be fucking held responsible for that. And if I go up to people who are of other coloured or other genders and say, hey, have you considered joining the Rural Fire Service? It's free, it's cheap, you know, we'll give you all the training, give you all the equipment and all this kind of stuff. All you have to do is just show up and smile. If they don't show up, well, I can't fucking drag them down there now, can I? Same thing with this. Oh, we don't have enough minorities riding bikes. Well, that just must mean that to white fucking privileged fucking. No, it's not. It's just that you fucking, you walk your black fellas, your browns, your yellows, your pinks, your purples, your greens with purple fucking polka dots. They don't want to ride bikes. They don't want to go fight fires. They want to fucking sit in our countries, have our fucking welfare, and bloody live the fucking good life and let us do all the work for them. If they don't want to join, if they don't want to ride bikes, you can't fucking make them. Don't bother with going and wasting money on these stupid fucking programs trying to get people to do shit they don't want to do.
I want to see it happen, though. I want
up for all the drivers of cars.
I want to see UK start forcing minorities and women to start bicycling at gunpoint. I want to see it. I want to see it. I really do, because that's the only way that's going to happen.
But also with the knife thing, like the knife thing is just a simple manifestation of a fucking stupid parody we've been banging on for since the fucking 70s, you know? Oh, they wanted to ban guns, and that was the instant joke. It's been the joke for 30 fucking years. Oh, yeah, you're going to ban guns. Okay, so cunts are just going to go start stabbing people. What are you going to do? Ban kitchen knives or need a license to have a bread knife?
Oh, God,
guess what, boys and girls? It just fucking happened.
Yep, they banned bread knives.
And they were saying to me back in the day, oh, stop being stupid. Don't be silly. Stop trying to make this a joke. Hey, I wasn't being funny back in the day. I'm now being ironic, though.
I mean, this is weird. I mean, the tone of this article is along the lines of, There aren't enough minority bicyclists and white middle-class men are the problem. What? Huh? How are the white middle-class men driving away minorities from biking? Are there gangs of bicyclists, old guys
See,
with
like,
balding
that
hair
doesn't
running
make
around?
any sense to me.
And you're going,
Like, you
hey.
can make a comment about not enough minorities doing whatever. That's okay, fine, whatever. But don't blame it on other people because it's like that's not their fault.
Well, that's the thing. That's the attitude that they have. Like if say for instance, you came here from America and you didn't want to join the rural fire service, it's not looked at as your choice not to join. It's my failing as a person from this country to convince you that that's the thing you should do. But if you don't want to do it, you shouldn't have to be made to do it.
Well, I mean, that's the
I'd-
tyranny of equality of outcome. Because
it's not
the
something I'd advertise to people to do.
eventual goal has to be you don't get to choose what job you do. And here's the solution. Here's a big. Somebody came up with this great solution. I know how to solve workplace harassment. Everybody has to wear a uniform to job. No, nobody gets to wear makeup. Men and women have this exact same uniform. Everybody dresses exactly the same and looks exactly the same. Trust me, it will cut down sexual harassment to nothing. We've got some pretty ugly uniforms we can put on people. Nobody will hit on anybody at work.
I've got a better
That's
idea.
a fucking crap though, and I know that for a fact because you have places that give you uniforms and shit, and there's still sexual harassment.
Well, no,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
but in comparison, there's way less with uniforms. So it'd be a real step in the right direction. But people want to be
Even better
individuals, okay? So let people be individuals. But if you do this equality of outcome, that is a way to do it. And it would not surprise me if you gave people enough power. They go, hey, what if we made everybody androgynous and look exactly the same and wear the exact same uniform? That would fix things because everybody would finally be equal. No, don't want to be equal. I'm okay with losing as long as I get to be myself.
I've got an even better idea. Make everybody wear NBC suits, nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare suits. Fucking, if nerve gas can't get into those suits, then neither can any of your DNA. So you can go running around freely touching every bastard, but you haven't actually touched anyone now, have you? And no one knows what you look like, too.
I think you're talking about the full body burqa in that case. Any rate, moving on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Burqa from
But in
Levi's. Levi's burqa.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but in this case, though, at least with, you can't see and you can't even breathe on the other person. So you can breathe through a burqa.
Moving on here. Swedish brewery makes beer with recycled sewage water.
Ew.
Someone's been watching Red Dwarf.
Yeah, in an attempt to raise awareness about the ability to turn wastewater into safe drinking water, a brewery in Stockholm, Sweden, same town that brought you the guy who built his own submarine, lured a woman out there, killed her, chopped her up for parts, and threw her into the ocean. They have launched a new brand of beer made with recycled sewage water, aptly named Pure Rest. Actually, it's PU:*rest, actually. I don't think that's such a good name. PU:*. Give me a PU:, please.
Well, see, see, to the alcoholic in the group, it's not that much of a dumb idea because they kind of used to ferment water and stuff anyways into a beery kind of a mixture to purify water anyways.
This is just Sweden going further and further insane. Their whole country is just
But no, well, you can get that many particles out of water. I mean, like, shit, we drink water and fish fuck in it and we don't filter that. Fish shit in it too, like, Christ,
No, I mean, there's
shit,
I get your point.
shit in the water you drink. And then they're purifying it, filtering it, and then putting an antibacterial like alcohol in it. I can't see where the problem is with this.
I don't think there's anything
but
unhealthy about it at all. It's just the concept of promoting this and hoping that people will go, oh, great, it's made with recycled sewage water. What do you,
okay,
that is not the way to market this.
No, the wrongest way to
Trying to market
this
it as
would be
green.
Yeah, that's it. It's green beer.
Right.
That's great. 100% recycled beer, which is, of course, is urine.
Yes.
But that said,
this is the best way to market this. You just have a picture of a guy at, say, like a festival or something like that, standing in a field and, might be even on a hilltop with a silhouette, and he's, you see him side on, he's got you sort of like the head back drinking, having a big skull of a beer bottle with one hand, and then in the silhouette with the other hand, he's got the other beer bottle with his dick in the neck, and he's pissing into the other one. So, yeah, there you go. Beer recycled.
Dude. It's just gross.
Dude,
Why?
yes, that's just gross.
Why do you do these things?
Why
to
does your
me?
mind go there? Why does your mind go there?
Why?
Because it does. Because it's there. It's like Mount Everest. He just has to go there.
I love you dearly, but oh my god.
Hey, you wanted me to open the doors to the vault.
I can't. God, you know what? Just
There's plenty of warning signs on the way to that door.
Lord have mercy, help me.
Any rate, we all familiar with the Tommy Robinson case?
The what?
Mm-hmm. Tommy
Robinson. His real name's something else. He's a guy who was in a town where one of those Muslim rape gangs were like grooming girls for a decade or so.
Ooh.
And then he got he got his panties in a bunch and said, I'm going to go around and report on this nonstop until they're finally put in jail. And he was at one of their trials, and the judge came along and said, you are disturbing the peace. He's like, I'm across the street just chatting on Facebook. So they arrested him because he had some previous conviction or something. They, within an hour, passed sentence and disappeared him to, they're not quite sure where he is right now, and he's got a 13-month sentence. By the way, the last time he was in jail, he got beaten by a bunch of Muslims and had to have all of his upper front teeth replaced.
Whoa.
Yeah, everybody's pretty much sure he's going to wind up dead.
Yep.
That's really kind of messed up, though.
Oh, yeah, and it's not just him. It's a couple other, like, the UK is really just arresting people for talking. They passed a law that says that nobody can publish any stories about Tommy Robinson in the UK. So there were a bunch of newspapers that published about him being arrested, but by that afternoon, they all came down. Welcome to 1984, folks.
No, but if we didn't need any more evidence that idiocracy was actually happening, like, here we go. I'm telling you right now, 20 fucking years ago, if this happened, the cops would be on Tommy Robinson's side, and anybody from fucking Parliament or anything like that wanted to tell the cops, yeah, go arrest this guy, he's saying something nasty, the cops would have gone, you can go get fucked, son. We're not fucking, nah. Not unless they had something like fucking Jimmy Savile over the police, It's the reason why the cops never fucking booked in. They knew. They just didn't do it because of.
Here's the problem. Here's the real problem. Tommy Robinson isn't a right-winger. He's just some overtly zealous dad. That's what he is. But the more the UK persecutes this guy, trying to make an example of him, the more of a martyr they make out of him. God help anybody he actually gets killed in jail. Because the actual nut jobs, we're going to go, see?
Yeah, the point of it, though, is that, like, 20 years ago, not a fucking single cop in the UK would have lifted a fucking finger to do anything about this. But now you've got all these dumb shit fuckwits that don't know what the fuck they're doing. They can't ask a fucking question and don't understand the whole premise of lawful fucking order. They'll just go, oh, well, I've been told to. So even though it sounds completely wrong to me as an individual, and even though this just is just abhorrently fucking horrible, I'm still going to do it because I'm a dumb fuck. Because I don't have the option to think for myself or ask questions or anything like that. No, I'm just going to go ahead and knowingly break a fucking law, which I'm pretty sure that they knew that they've broken. And yeah, I'll do that because I've been told to, and I only do what I'm told to. I don't think for myself anymore. Like, fucking.
Oh, no, there's no protection for people in the UK like in America. There's no, right to free speech in there, just to point that out.
Oh, no, there is. There's actually a better right to free speech in the UK than there is in America, and it's the same thing in Australia. I mean, like, we can walk around freely saying cunt. Same thing in the UK. Over in America, that's like, God, Jesus Christ, we've gone 10 steps further than fuck. Well, we said fuck fucking years ago. That's why we fucking swear all the time. It's because swearing is just part of our speech. It's free speech. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Fucking. fuck, I forgot where I was going with that.
Well, my point on all of this is that, like, what you are doing is there was a bunch of nut jobs in the UK who were all claiming conspiracy. And now that you've done this, they get to go, see, I was right. By the way,
Yeah.
I can't talk about it in front of anybody else who might have some facts to disprove my insanity. Let's go talk in the shadows where I can convince you of my madness and nobody else will know what you think because you're not allowed to talk. That's
Here,
what
watch
happens.
this- watch
Bad
this
ideas
copy
get
of Loose
amplified in when you censor, bad ideas flourish.
Yep. Yeah. Now, go watch this link that I gave you to Loose Change, and just remember, if anybody says anything other than what's in that video, then they're in on it and they're a government shill, and they're just trying to fuck with your head. So don't listen to anybody who corrects you. That's how that shit perpetuates. And yeah, that's right. Yeah, the idiocracy fucking part of it is it like with the whole free thinking and all that kind of stuff. I mean, like the cops do have the right to fucking. Yeah, no, we're not going to fucking arrest this guy, or we'll just follow orders and be dumb fucks. They're also fucking liable to some of their actions themselves. I mean, and if they're just following orders, and that does make them liable for something, they can still get prosecuted for it. That's the incentive.
Well, actually, the judge ordered them to do it. That was a judge order, but that's neither here nor there.
Control the cops.
That's neither here nor there.
The judge doesn't control the cops, though. That's the thing. The judge doesn't control the cops. He's not supposed to. That's what happens in dictatorships and shit like that.
Duh.
There are different services. There's the correction service is a court service, and then there's the police services in our stretch of the world. And the police can arrest you, the judge can convict you, but it's the correctional services that determine where you're going to go. Like the judge can't say, all right, you're going to this particular prison. It's where the corrective services decide to send you. And once again, I forgot my point.
Well, one thing about this, when I'm reading over this article, by the way, here, the way I used it is, it actually attacks Tommy Robinson, blaming him for getting arrested, really. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to blame the victim here. But the fact of the matter is they don't really understand, although they pointed out, they're just making the problem worse.
Yeah, and they can't come out and say that Tommy Robinson's been arrested for speaking out against the inactivity against blah, 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 because that'll just piss off the blah, 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 blurs. So they can't say that. But this is one guy and the blah, blah, blurs are all big groups. So we've got to side with the big groups to keep them calm. But that shit didn't happen 20 years ago.
Oh, well. I mean, I don't see this ending well. One, I don't think Tommy Robinson's going to get out alive. I really don't. I mean, they were already talking about moving him because too many people found out what prison he was in, and the place they were talking about moving him to is basically run by the Muslim Brotherhood. I mean, they want him dead, and they're going to have them do the execution. But the thing is, though, oh my God, are they idiots? Do they not know the power of? You can't argue with a dead guy. Once you've made a martyr, you cannot argue. You cannot disprove them anymore. They are bulletproof because they're dead.
Yeah, going back to this old-timey, slow-ass BBC-type old-school bullshit. Yeah, they're still trying to catch up with what's going on.
Although I think Jacob has a point here. Yeah, probably this is just a bunch of higher-ups just hoping that they're going to cover up for the dirty shit and their failure to do their jobs. This isn't the government trying to censor and protect Muslims. This is probably a handful of people in the government who are trying desperately to distract everybody from this so nobody realizes just how evil they were for allowing this to go on so long.
And if they had half a clue, they'd remember the Streisand effect, and they wouldn't be doing what they're doing now. That just shows how backwards and out of the loop they are, because they're running straight into the Streisand effect.
Well, I mean, the ones who are trying to save their own ass, they don't care if they tear the entire country apart as long as nobody puts them in jail. I mean, that's probably what's going on. It's probably not like the Queen has decided this. It's a couple of powerful people. She
can't even do that anyway.
Yeah, but oh, poor UK. I really, and if any of our UK listeners are out there, give me a PM when you have to flee your country, and I'll see about trying to get you a place to stay here in New York. Not the best place to come to, but hey, we love our immigrants here.
At least it's not a sanctuary city.
Yeah, that's New York. And actually, yes, Syracuse is a sanctuary city. Just shoot me. just freaking shoot me. Just, God damn it. We are literally a one-horse town. This city, as they call it, rolls up the streets at 10 o'clock, okay? When we have our state fair, guess what our big attraction is? Cows. We show off our cows and chickens at our state fair. That's what we're about here, okay? And we're a freaking sanctuary city. Why? So we can have, like, people pick the corn? You know what our big attraction is? The butter sculpture. Every year, everybody has to go and see the giant life-size sculpture of people made out of butter.
We have that. It's awesome. I love it. I love the Minnesota State Fair. It's like my
You have a
favorite thing in the
Minnesota
whole-
butter sculpture, too. Is there somebody who goes around and does all these? There's like the
Yeah, well, I
professional
don't know.
butter sculpture dude who just goes from
I don't
state
know.
fair to state fair, carving likenesses out of butter.
Well, they
Oh.
carve like there's like they do like a whole pageant contest, and then they carve out like that what's labeled as the Dairy Queen.
Now, just getting back real quick to where you're just like, oh, like just shoot me, just shoot me. You know, it was a funny comment I had from one of my subscribers. She mentioned that she didn't get the notifications for some of my videos, and yeah, and it's like I said in a comment reply, like, yeah, YouTube's been getting a lot of comments complaining about that lately, and I guess it must have frustrated someone to the point where they said, just shoot me. Oh, too soon?
Oh, God, that was awful. Oh, God. Oh, I get it.
Wait, I'm confused.
There was the woman whose channel was shut down by YouTube, so she went to YouTube's offices and shot the place up. And they were going to be all, oh my God, another mass. Oh wait, it's a Muslim woman. Oh, okay. Well, shut up about that. No. That's. She just went crazy. She
I
did.
thought it was
We
a
don't
white
need.
lady.
Yeah, if it was a white lady, they might have still done it, but no, it was some Muslim chick whose exercise channel wasn't taking off, so she like snapped and went and shot up the place. I honestly believe she was just crazy. I don't think this was like evil, malevolent. The Muslims are evil. I think she was a narcissistic nut job.
An Arab fucking diet video would be just simply, step one, if you want to lose a couple of pounds, steal one thing. If you want to lose more pounds, steal two things.
How many pounds does a hand weigh again? Ah, God. Anyway. That's pretty much it this week. Not a lot this week that stood out. You know, that hasn't been covered by everybody else and their mother. So, was there anything anybody wanted to bring up or talk about? Because
Bering got fucking
oh yeah, that's right, Bering
canned because he was selling fucking drugs.
Wait a minute, seriously?
Yeah, like the whole reason why his channel got shut down was because he was advertising the cannabis oil type extract oil stuff type deal, and yeah, it's against YouTube's drug and alcohol thingamy-bob. So, and they're running around trying to say that, oh, we didn't know what we were advertising. We didn't know it was under the terms of service. It's got cannabis in the fucking name. It's cannabis oil. What the fuck?
Well,
are you
that
gonna
doesn't
use
mean it has.
cannabis
Well, no,
oil
what?
for?
Back up. That does not mean it has the active ingredient that's illegal.
It does.
It
Yeah,
did
it
have
is-
the
it
active
is stuff
ingredient.
it does.
Okay, because I get cannabis for my cat, but it does not have that ingredient. It has all the other ingredients, but it doesn't have the one that makes you wee. And oddly enough, all the other ingredients are what causes my cat to stop having seizures.
Oh no! From what I've been told about this stuff, this is the total. Comes in a lollipop form and all this kind of stuff. And oh yes, I just need to. have
Oh,
a
okay,
lollipop.
yeah, that's
Kind
blatantly
of a,
that's
yeah.
drugs.
Oh, because I'm 16 years old and I've got a terminal cancer or something like that. Yeah, fuck off, idiot.
Bering. Ah, well. I guess we'll have to see him on BitChute. You know, I wish BitChute would figure out how to live stream, because as soon as they do that, I think I'm moving over there.
Well, he's still got his second channel up, Patrick. And
Oh, yeah.
then there's,
Oh, yeah, they
Sugar
didn't get
Tits.
all of his channels, and there's Sugar Tits, too. So I mean, this isn't like it's going to kill him, but...
But they're trying to make it out to be like, yeah, YouTube's next big thing against all of their fucking... No, him and a bunch of other cunts were clearly doing something wrong.
Well, that all said there, I think YouTube, I think the EU thing is going to, YouTube is going to have to make a decision. If this thing gets passed in the EU, I'm not sure if it will, but if it does, YouTube's going to have to make a decision. And given its past choices, I think they're going to knuckle under. I think they're just going to bow to the EU. And the minute they do that, we need to find some other place to go. Because YouTube will not be long for this world. It's going to become like, MySpace. It's going to become the MySpace of videos, man. It will be the next MySpace. Sorry. I mean, if YouTube grows a pair and stands up to the EU and just says, screw you, or we're going to divide ourselves into two companies. There's going to be, YouTube EU and YouTube, rest of the world civilization, civilized YouTube, see YouTube. Yeah, that'll be us, and you guys can have, EU YouTube. But bowing to the EU, I don't give them another decade at this rate. I mean, it's all their member states are grumbling, and it's getting to the point where the EU is going, we're running out of money. We need to start taxing our people more. Oh, that's going to go over well. That's going to go over well with every country in the EU being forced to pay more money. Oh, yeah, that's going to be swell.
Yeah, right. Go see how far you're going to get with fucking Turkey and Greece and Italy. Yeah, you could get taxes out of them. Yeah. Off you go. Yeah. Tell me when you're done. See how well you did.
Well. Anything else before we shuffle off our mortal coil here?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm about ready for bed.
Yeah, it's almost midnight. I think this is going to wrap things up here.
I have been up since like really, really early this morning. I am exhausted.
I'm up 36 hours so far. Wee.
Okay. No.
I've just had too much work to even sleep.
I've had heaps good sleep lately, so yay!
Yay, good for you. So now I just got to make it to 8 o'clock. Anyway, thanks for coming by, Jacob, our one fan. It's appreciated. But yeah, I do got to agree with you. YouTube is going to go the way of all the other big companies. I think that we're reaching this weird, I want to call it a seismic shift in the internet. And either it's going to go back to being cable company, which I severely doubt anybody's going to tolerate that, or it's going to go to blockchain on everything, in which case there's no way to censor it. Once it goes blockchain, you can't intercept anything anymore. And that is going to be the end of any sort of censorship of the internet. And it's going to go that way. Unless YouTube and some of these other big places suddenly go, whoa, hold on, whoa, let's stop being idiots here and let's try to save our jobs. But I think they got their head too far up their social justice to ever consider doing that at this point. But at any rate, it's been real and it's been fun. I'm not sure if it's going to be real fun. And before we move on, let us all remove our hats and pause for a moment of silence for the death of Star Trek, Star Wars, and Doctor Who franchises. It's been a wonderful run. We enjoyed your many stories here, but I'm afraid now at this point, somebody has to make the decision to just finally pull the plug and remove the life support systems. Sure, maybe like that kid in the UK, you'll linger for another couple of days before you finally die, but
God, Bob.
It's the only merciful thing to do. The death panel has come down. The geeks have all gathered round, and even the last people who supported Star Wars franchises as, reviewers who always had something positive to say, came back and said, what the fuck, when Solo came out. And when you're losing those guys, when you're losing the die-hard, my franchise, right or wrong, you're fucked. So let's have that moment of silence. And let's all make a farting sound. And let's move on. Alrighty. Thanks for coming by. Anybody want to say goodbye?
Boobies.